The views of the guest are that of the guests and do not represent nor reflect the views and opinions of the Lockoutmen channel, the Recruiter Call channel, nor its host. This site content is for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only.
Drivers, I wasn't going to say anything about this because these black op companies out here, and not to say that this particular company was a black ops company, but it was a company out of Illinois. Unfortunately, a former employee is a subject of interest, which they have caught. They haven't released his name yet. And if they did, let me know in the comments below, because I wasn't going to speak on this. This kind of reminded me of what happened a couple of years ago, where this young man went around to his previous employers and he took out, I believe, one of them. I think one was hiding and the other one was luckily enough out of town. I can't remember this man's name for the life of me, but unfortunately the company was doing him wrong and he got fed up. He got a gun and went out on a mission to take care of what was supposed to be taken care of. Unfortunately, the cops came up, surrounded him, and he decided to take himself out of the picture. So when I heard about this situation right here, about this young man being taken out at a Illinois company, it got me to thinking. Take a ride with me right quick.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for listening. Lockoutmen here, and today we're just reflecting back on the shocking incident that happened to an Illinois CEO of a trucking company. Now, I'm not sure if that was a black ops company, but I'm here to say that some of these black ops companies need to stop playing with these drivers' money. And that is by no means that the response was appropriate for what this former driver have done to this CEO. And of course, once everything falls into place, he will, of course, pay for his crimes. But they got a GoFundMe page for this guy. Now, this is a CEO of a trucking company. Like, dude got money. Why in the hell is people giving to a GoFundMe to a CEO of a trucking company? That's something that I'm trying to make sense of. Who put this GoFundMe together? Like, this dude don't have no money to take care of his afterlife situations? He should have a bank account that should handle that, right? I'm just saying. But this is an owner that could have possibly been doing drivers dirty, right? Nothing good come out of Illinois. Well, a few companies, but not all companies. But this situation right here is straight out of what happened a couple of years ago. That was another driver that took out a whole family. I think I spotlighted that too. I think I have both of those links in the description because I can't remember offhand, but there was a guy, a former driver, that kidnapped the whole family, including kids, took them out in the desert and took them all out. All because that company was messing with his money. And we hear the stories all the time of black op companies messing around with drivers, not paying the drivers, doing all sorts of ill stuff to drivers. And again, I wasn't going to touch on this. I seen it, I read it, I felt sad about it. But when my dude, shout out to my guy, Anonymous, sent me this post about a GoFundMe, that's when I'm over here like, wait, a GoFundMe for a CEO of a trucking company? What, he was broke? Now, you can't be broke if you're messing with drivers' money. I'm just saying. So, of course, if you guys haven't known about what happened, a CEO of a trucking company, ATG Truckload in Illinois, the offices was on fire. After firemen put out the fire, they noticed the body of the CEO, Dane Koteski. He was 64. He was the CEO of the company, and he was discovered on the second floor with his throat slashed. Like somebody came up behind this man and just Gus Fring on this guy. and set the building on fire. Of course, this was about a week ago. I'm not sure when this is coming out, but this was about a week ago, around 4 o'clock. The medical examiner at the time, they have confirmed that his cause of death was injuries from a sharp object. Now let's talk about the arrest, because they did arrest a former driver. Authorities quickly identified the employee as a prime suspect. The employee, unfortunately, his name wasn't released, but it probably might be released now by the time my episode comes out. They tracked him down and arrested him in a truck stop in Holland, Michigan. And they got to him quick the next morning. So now he's in Michigan waiting to be extradited back to Illinois to face those charges. Meanwhile, they said there was a community of supporters that's supporting the CEO's family. They put up a GoFundMe to raise money for his funeral and to support his 13-year-old son's education. And believe it or not, they already raised $94K for this whole tragic situation. But this is a CEO. Shouldn't he have insurance? Shouldn't he have money? This probably might have been people that's like closer to the family or whatever the case, but I don't know, man. I don't know. A CEO of a company have a GoFundMe. What they trying to say? That the guy was broke? Something must have went down. I guess we would never know. But from what I have learned from past experience with talking to drivers about these black op companies out of Illinois, just know a lot of them likes to play games with the drivers. And some of these drivers are just fed up with the nonsense. They're fed up with it. They're done. They're finito. They're finished. They can't get their money back the legal way. They can't find no justice for them. So what they gonna do is take justice in their own hands. Maybe this should be a wake-up call to some of these black op companies. I don't know. At the end of the day, we need to ask some serious questions to what really led to this CEO's demise. Was there tension between the CEO and the employee? Could be. Could something have been done to prevent it? Possibly. Or was this an act of pure revenge? Think about this for a minute. There must have been tensions because dude got his throat slashed. I'm sure knife play is personal. Getting shot by a gun, that's not personal, but a knife is up close and personal.
Do you want to know why I use a knife? Guns are too quick. You can't savor all the little emotions.
So he must have been in the office. Something must have went down. The driver must have got behind him, probably gave him plenty more chances before the driver just felt like, I'm done. Either way, my guy Anonymous, shout out to him. He's going to keep a close eye on this for me. So if anything else turns up or comes back, I will try to get the update to you guys. But as well as is already being funneled through Facebook, through TikTok, through YouTube as well, I might be the last person to come and give you the information. I am so sorry that I'm not the first because I'm a driver. And we experience a lot out here. Way too much, man. Way too much. And these trucking companies, these black op companies, these corrupted CEOs better start learning that when you fuck around, you will eventually find out.